Tara.
Hello, Gavin.
What's up, people? This is Tara Patten. She is a very cool person. We almost had a conversation, and then I somehow apparently reacted like a former NAM soldier, and didn't want to be touched by anyone.
Don't touch me.
I flinched. Maybe it was I don't know what it was. Some PST from a dream I might have had.
Yeah, I'm very intimidating, though.
I don't think you are, though. I don't know what it was. Maybe I don't know what was going on. Maybe the devil had got into my soul that night, and I was just dancing.
That happened so long ago, though.
But we had this amazing conversation because I didn't really get to chat to you that night and figure out what was. But other people had said, oh, you should have a good chat with Tara. And I was like, okay, why? And then we did have a phenomenal conversation, so now we're going to try replicate that conversation.
Let's just have another one.
Yes, let's have another one.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about.
We're never going to max that one.
Yeah.
But so why don't you tell us? So you've been an actress, and you've been. I'm not even going to try it. You can fire ahead and tell us what you've been doing before you're doing what you're doing now.
Sure. Well, I was born here in London, even though I sound American because
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I was born here in London at a very early age, and I
you were
moved.
born at like age 0.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Yeah,
and in 1981, way back when, and ain't afraid to say it, 80s babies,
Retro.
loud and proud.
Yeah, I was born in 81 too. Even
Were you
everyone's probably
really?
thinking like more like 91, thanks.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. There's a couple things you can't change: your height, your age. That's about it. But I moved to America when I was 3. My mom's American, my dad's English. So we moved to America when I was 3 and grew up in Orlando, Florida. Disney World, hey, and I started doing commercials at 5. So
Disney World, old folks' homes, and a hell of a crack problem.
Yes, it's mostly meth. Just to be clear, it's the meth that has taken over the swamp people of the Sunshine State. We call it the land for the newlywed and nearly dead. Yeah.
Sounds like a great holiday destination.
Yeah, it is. It is very popular. Actually, Orlando actually has the most number of hotel rooms than any other city in the United States.
So easy
Fun
just
fact.
to book it, get in, easy just to buy some meth, easy to get married, and easy to find a home to retire in.
And easy to die.
Easy to die. That's my favorite place.
I think you get busy living or you get busy dying, Weren't we talking about Andy Dufresne earlier?
Yeah,
brilliant movie, Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
So I started doing commercials for Disney World at 5. Wow. And my mother was a makeup artist and had a company called The Joy of Healthy Beauty that trained people how to do their makeup. So as a child, I was cleaning makeup brushes and on sets and learning about how it really does help people when you have that sort of exterior kind of mask on to feel better about themselves from within. Mm-hmm. And then when I was 10, I started doing theater, Shakespearean theater, no less. And at 12, I got signed as a professional model. So
you said Shakespearean theater, and then you looked at like my ears place. I'm thinking like, was this part of my head Shakespearean or something?
Well, there's like this flashing light now, and it's just like, ooh, it's really tripping me out. I'm just like, what's happening there? It's the energy. It's the energy. Look, it's gone now. Look, it's stopped.
Yeah, just every now and then I radiate like a weird shadow, flashing shadow.
Yeah, you say Shakespeare and you're just...
Yeah, that's what
I'm
actually the ghost of Shakespeare.
I believe it. Reincarnated.
Yeah, so...
Onwards and upwards, Horatio. Sorry. So tangent we've gone off on there. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, professional model. And then... just to get right to it, after September 11th, which was a very traumatic day for the world, which was I was also very close to, I decided to be a smart model and go to medical school because there was just a big shift in what I felt was real and not real and superficial, and I didn't want to be a Barbie doll anymore, and I didn't just want to be like pretty.
You were a model, just like because I'm fascinated, and I've also. I'm not really allowed to actually say what I was about to say, but I have spent a lot of time dealing with models and writing for models. Can't really say why.
Why not?
But,
say it, man.
But
out with it.
But I did have to spend a lot of time with a very well-known model, and in that world of just being, and she was also from very young in the kind of public eye and like advertising people's things, and just it for her it sounded like it was, without even knowing, it was such a pressure that was constantly put on her.
Yeah.
And there's this thing that I always end up thinking, because there's really beautiful people in the world, and it's very easy for other people to say, oh, well, they've got like an advantage straight off the bat.
It's a gift and a curse. I honestly believe there are a lot of things that are harder. Dating is a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I actually had a conversation yesterday about this. Sorry to interrupt.
No, yeah.
And he said, you know, you are told from a young age by older men and role models that, you know, you want to step down a little bit, get somebody that's a little bit uglier, so she'll stay with you. Yeah. That's terrible. And he goes, and because I was saying, there's all these beautiful women I know that have never been married, no kids, you know, no boyfriends, and I have this group of friends. They're just really powerful, stunning women, beautiful from the inside and out, and they just have an impossible time finding a partner because people are so intimidated by their looks.
Yeah.
And
and it's also a thing where, so like, also, I've seen it loads, like girls on girls, you know, like the way...
You've seen a lot of girl on girl?
I've seen loads of girl on girl. That was deliberate, but no, but just the way...
Me too.
the
it's
way,
beautiful.
The way girls treat other girls, especially when there's a really pretty one, or when there's not so pretty, you know, like... It's
very catty.
Yeah, but I think that I always kind of saw it like... the pressure of being pretty, for the people that I ended up working with, the pressure for them seemed to be like every single thing was their looks, and so they almost in many ways weren't allowed, even their own mental development wasn't allowed to go past a certain point, because they had to just focus so much on their looks all the time.
Yeah.
So when you're saying that at that point in your career, you're like, well, I didn't want to, you know, just do this. Was that because you kind of felt like I want to break the stereotypes, or I just actually want to go and elevate. I don't want to be about this. I want to be about so much bigger in my life. Absolutely.
You know, after September 11th, you realize how short life really is, and how important it is to be present, to live in the moment, to appreciate everything you have, to be grateful. You know, that's something that I'm reminded of every day, because, you know, we can all get into our first world problems and say, oh, we don't have this, we don't have that. And I honestly believe we're all sort of brainwashed into consumerism and living way outside of our means to keep us down. And I think once I realized at 20 years old, I had a voice and I wanted to use it, and I didn't know what for, but I wanted people to listen to what I had to say, and they didn't for the longest time. They just wanted to look at me, or even, again, I hate to keep going back to the dating scenario, but, you know, guys just want you to be arm candy and look pretty. But I had a lot to say, and I wanted to say it. I wanted people to listen, and it made me angrier and angrier the less they listened and the more they complimented my looks, or, oh, you have beautiful eyes. Like, I wanted somebody to say something about something I actually had control over, like my fashion or my opinions, you know, and that to this day has been an issue. I mean, even if you look at like what's going on in Hollywood and in sort of the you know, entertainment, you were saying, the big models, they're always asking women on the red carpet, oh, what are you wearing? You know, they're talking about clothes.
How about I have an opinion on the Congo,
Yeah.
the war that's happening over there, and the fact that there's millions of people dying over Apple products. I have an opinion on that.
Yeah, blood diamonds.
Yes, but that is a fantastic dress. What is that?
Yeah, they don't ask men that.
Yeah.
They don't ask men, oh, who are you wearing? And if they did, men would look at them and say, what do you think about this film?
mean,
Tell me
who
all of your
about-
opinions.
Yeah.
You know, they want to know. And it's really, it's ingrained in society, and it's a double standard that I think is being brought to light right now, and in a really interesting way. But yeah, I think it's really important to appreciate people for who they are, and not what they look like, what they have. Even though that is a lot of what I do with my coaching, we start with the inside, and then how you look on the outside reflects that.
So how did you get then into actually starting to coach? I'm fascinated by coaching and self-help for multiple reasons. Like we're talking about, but we can get into that. But what was the kind of Kickstarter moment, the kind of big introduction that to you that made you think this is something I seriously want to do, like for real?
Well, it started with makeup. I used to work with Chanel and all the beauty brands on television, so I eventually became a TV presenter, event producer, public speaker, did all that jazz. And it started with when I was working with Chanel, and I love makeup, growing up with my mother who was a makeup instructor and artist. I've always been really close to it, but a lot of women were like, how do you do your makeup like that? Can you do my makeup? And so it started with me helping teach them. Instead of just doing their makeup, I would have a mirror and I would make them watch what I was doing and I would tutorialize it. And they would be like, can you just shut up and do my makeup? And I'm like, no, you're going to learn this, because it's like you can give a man dinner or you can teach him how to fish, right? That whole analogy. I think you guys know what I mean about the fishing and the dinner and the fish sandwich. We'll just carry on.
I'd love if you were on a date and you were just like, by the way, I brought you some fish.
Yeah.
Go and skin that for us, throw it on the...
I need some tuna poke.
Man, go and skin that for us.
Yeah.
Some bait, go and fish for half.
Yeah, get that. Sorry. Oh, the tangents. I love it. But bringing it back around to helping
so you were
women.
Tutorializing as you were kind of it's kind of ahead of its time, or was that quite recently?
No, so that was in I would say the last 10 years.
Right, okay.
I started really teaching women, friends, people that would ask, how to do it. And I started to feel really good. Like I almost got like a high off of it.
Yeah.
Like, we just helped that person. I'm so great. Like, I'm being of service.
Let me just ask you that high there, because I've been a performer for 20 odd years, and that high, I'm just curious, because you've been on TV and you've done all these really cool things, like you've run a show, like the high of performing, when you finish performing, it kind of, it's like the matchstick burns out really quick,
yeah.
Right? But the high of helping someone, for me, seemed to last a little longer and be more important. It was like, you can do a great show, and then you can say something that really, like, boom, like hits someone. You can see the little explosion go off and rush through their body, like, is that what you were saying, is like it kind of felt a little longer? What was actually better, helping people or doing the actual show stuff?
Absolutely helping people, and it's like what you're just saying too. It's almost a domino effect to watch a person transform, from the caterpillar to the butterfly kind of scenario, and how that then trickles down in a sort of domino effect to help it change. I mean, I've had women that I've helped, that their husbands come to me and are like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. She's so much more confident. She's this, she's that. It's like I married a new woman. Just because we gave her a makeover." But at the end of the day, we didn't just teach her how to do her makeup or change her hair or give her some new clothes. We taught her how to bring how she feels about herself on the outside, because these are things they're not taught in school. So the ripple effect of it was actually what I started to get a high off of, and sort of take responsibility for it. That wasn't me. It wasn't me. And that was where I sort of had to really go and say, hang on a minute, you're getting a little full of yourself here, and pop that big head that I was getting, and just do it from a place that was of service and of love and tolerance and acceptance, and really listen to what people wanted instead of making them into who I thought they should be.
Yes.
And once it's the same thing, once you ask people the questions and you get them to answer what they really want and what they really think is beautiful and their version of their best self, then you're on a whole nother level of helping a person really look for the answers within, because that's where they are.
But that also strikes me as that it's also a never-ending kind of like, you're never out of the gunk of life, right? Like, we're all in this shit stream, and we kind of bob, and we work ourselves until we get better, and eventually we know more people, we have a more connection to a wider group of people, and we start to climb a little higher, and eventually we can rise out of. But at any point, you can just sink back into it, And so, like, working with people and then helping them, we kind of do fall into the ego. The heads get big and they weigh us down, and we're bumped back into it, But it's almost like it's a natural thing when you're helping people, that you're going to feel great, and then after a while you're going to feel like, I'm really good at helping people, and now I'm going to help this person, and this person actually might not need your help,
or they don't want it.
Yeah,
you
now
know,
you just stepped over
forcing your help on people. Hey, I'm here to help. They don't want
it's a part
your
of
help.
growth, even for yourself. Like, you're always going to grow as well. So it's always like I get, and that so many times where it's like you'll help 5 people, you know, who have come to you, and then you're in a conversation, someone says something, and immediately you're just hijacking what they're saying, and you're trying to help them, and they're like, and it's like, oh wait, shit, this person didn't ask or need my help, and I've just jumped in, you know. And it's like, whoa, calm down there, ego, you know?
Yep. I've learned that the hard way. I'm sure you have as well. That humility is the most important attribute that you can take into self-help. And it does become something that you realize, hopefully. You know, there are a lot, I know we talked about this before, there are a lot of people that are really sort of preying on vulnerable people that want to make a change, you know, that listen to this and listen to that and think, oh yeah, here's my life savings, fix me.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works. And if anybody's saying that to you, they're robbing you.
Yeah.
Don't give them your money. You know.
Well, that's the fascinating thing you said, is that you don't charge individuals.
No.
You don't do anything. It's not like for a fee. And that was one of the things. Was like, oh wow! Like immediately in my head, you were just like, it was like you're actually really credible here, because like you're actually genuinely doing it for you know, the right reasons.
Yeah, like I said, it's my duty. You know, it's my passion. It's my mission in life.
So
and
what was the point where you
deep as that?
You realized that this was your mission or your duty? It's a hard question, because it's like.
Well, I was charging people. I was charging people a lot of money, and you know, and I thought I was valuing myself, and I was doing this, but it got to a point, like I said, where you have to pop that bubble, and you have to say, well, why am I doing this? If there's really genuinely nothing in it for me, and I'm honestly just being of service. Now, I do charge businesses, because on a professional level, that's a lot of work, you know. But on a one-to-one personal level, it started with people that I was close to, friends, family members coming to me, and then getting referrals. But I don't genuinely market myself and say, oh hey, I'm a free coach, you know, come to me. I say, listen.
There's videos on Facebook that pop up all the time, like, hey, I'm Ty Lopez, this is my Ferrari
and my Lamborghini,
and it's like, come on, dude,
and I'm only going to charge you £29,000.
It's like, if you had
to change your life.
If you had that money and you had all that, like, you would just help for free.
Yeah.
Because it would feel like your duty, and it's such an expose of themselves that they would spend money to make a video, and you can tell because it's going all over Facebook. It's being Facebook marketed, so they're spending money to market a video.
Yeah.
All of that is trying so hard that surely, if you really did it for the duty of it, you wouldn't, and the word would get around, just because.
Yeah.
You know. Well,
people are genuinely taking advantage of vulnerable people that do want a different kind of life. I mean, you see it. I'll spare us the list of names, but yeah, if you have all those Lamborghinis and Ferraris, how about you give something back a little, you know? And these fast-talking guys, you know, there are a couple people that I really.
You don't get rich by giving money away.
Yeah, that's true. Those rich people are tighter than the duck's ass.
Those books of you know, the 10. I don't know if there's one written by Rockefeller or something, but or JP Morgan or whatever. They're like the most 10 ways to get successful. And all that. When you read those books, it's. I mean, I know they're old and they're way out of date. I guess they're like a lot of Bibles. They're way out of date and they don't really kind of sort or fit in for right now. But like, they're so, like, they reek of just lies and disgusting stuff, because like every few years in business things change.
Yeah.
Like JP Morgan or any of those people wouldn't be able to exist in the world right now. If they just started any business right now, they wouldn't know what to do, because the world's changing so quick. No one knows what's happening. Businesses are dying left, right, etc.
Yep.
So, but people are still going out, and those books are still all in the top 100. They're like always there, and it's like.
Does it say on the list? Number 1, write a book and sell it to people. Yeah. There you go. That's how they get rich.
Yeah, there's so many people that have done that, where they like, well, here's how you like, here's how you do this. And it's always actually about just telling you to do the same thing they're doing. It's like, oh, that's the secret, right? Just rip people off, you know.
How-to videos on YouTube are actually the most popular thing because so many people just go like, I mean, I do it all the time and I don't even realize it how to, and it's just there.
Yeah.
It's just the world is so different now.
You'll get like a kid
amazing.
like Mike Boyd, who's on Facebook, and I always give him a shout out because he's from Dundee.
Mike Boyd.
But he basically started doing like learning things himself. So things he didn't know, he would learn them, film it all in one thing, in one take, film, or however long it took for like a month or whatever. And it'll be simple things. Learn how to do it. He learns how to do a kickflip on a skateboard. Learns how to do keepy uppies with a football. Learns how to toss cards into like he gets more technical, harder skills. And now he's got millions and millions of followers, subscribers. Tony Hawk retweets his video.
Wow.
And it's just him with a fascination of trying to learn how to do things. And now he's actually becoming a really powerful person in the kind of self-help community, because all he's doing is being fascinated by learning things, helping himself and showing it, and you can actually watch it in real time. He's not selling you anything, doesn't care if you do like it or don't like it, and bang, now he's a massive influencer.
Yeah.
And that's like, just seems, there's such ways to, I was going to say this, the whole theory of, can you help anyone if you haven't yet helped yourself, if you aren't in the right place? Like, so you've kind of your confidence has grown because of the way that you've worked with people. You've tapped into something that you know is super, super true. Is that if you can actually work on yourself and make your outer feel good, you will trigger the good feelings inside.
Absolutely.
So your confidence is up there, and then you're kind of able to go forward knowing that your kind of universal truth is that I know, But is that kind of like what it's like for you going forward? Like, or do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like
no, I'm with you. I interviewed a guy called Charlie Morley, who is a lucid dreaming teacher, and he said exactly that. He said, from a Buddhist point of view, the best way to help someone else is to work on yourself, and the best way to really be of service is to let them come to you.
Yeah.
And so that's why I don't actively anymore seek out people to help, like, I need to be of service today. If people come to me and ask for help, then I will help them.
Yeah.
Absolutely, hands down. If I can help you, I will. But a lot of times what I do is I'm a connector. I connect people with solutions. And the only way I can do that is by being open. And I practice a very spiritual program of prayer and meditation right from the beginning of the day. There's a lot of nutrition and fitness that I integrate into my morning so that I can just have my head in the right space to be open to opportunities like meeting you and doing things like this and having these conversations, and events that I have coming up and things that are just happening have unfolded from being open and connected to that source that I think we're all connected to. And I think at the end of the day, no matter what you believe in, it's about how you behave. It's about how you treat people. And God, to me, has always been love. And so if you aren't your best self, you're not going to be able to help anybody else be theirs.
And you know what was really interesting what you said there, which I completely, it's been a revolutionary thing to myself, is those first few hours, a couple hours in the morning, I almost now do push everything worthwhile, or everything like technical, or everything that's really a big task. I do push that now to a little bit later in the day, because the first part of the day, and it's not everyone can have this, it takes a little bit to get to the point where you have a bit of the freedom, so you can give yourself an hour, maybe 2 hours for that kind of like moments of reflection, kind of thinking, like, get rid of the storm, and also like working out, or just getting like the body feeling good in the morning. It's like those first couple hours, it feels like if you nail those right and just feel good, the rest of the day, like now it's almost like and maybe it might be a mental thing as well, but if I wake up and I'm like, oh God, the alarm didn't go off, and I'm just running around and I'm out of the whole sync, things do kind of domino effect, they start to knock onto a bad path.
You're crazy by lunchtime.
Yeah.
Shouting at people in the street.
Yeah. Beating up homeless people. You're mad. No, but do you know what I'm saying? It's what you said there, but a big part of that as well is not just like taking care of yourself early in the morning, but like you were saying on the phone, the nutrition thing.
Yeah.
So take us into that, because you've made some big changes in your life, didn't you? Like with the way. Did you think that? Do you think that kind of also helped reframe your attention?
Yeah, absolutely. So a few years ago, I met this amazing lady called Gabi Steiner, who is like the German Oprah.
It's a good name. I like that.
Gabi Steiner. She's literally helped hundreds of thousands of people, and she is my hero and role model. And when I met her, she just had all these incredible stories of transformation, and they were through simple choices. It wasn't, surgical. It wasn't, you had to do this. It was just simple daily choices. In order to really be of service. And she's seen so many people transform that I thought, I want to be just like her. I think emulation is a far better trait than sort of envy or anything like that, again with the humility. So once I started doing some of the things that she suggested and her sort of circle of people around her, I noticed that I was feeling better and I was looking better, which was a bonus. That's always good.
Yeah.
But I was feeling different.
Do you also think a part of that as a sub question?
Yeah.
The feeling better, like I was looking better and feeling better. Do you also think that sometimes you can feel, when you start to feel better, you start to look at yourself better? You start to actually allow yourself looking decent. Do you ever feel that?
Absolutely. When you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
But it's like the cart and the horse, the chicken and the egg. Which thing do you do first?
Yeah.
And I always say to people, what you put in your face is your fuel. And if you're not feeling good about yourself, you're feeling overweight.
Don't actually put like petroleum in your face.
Yes.
I mean, that could be a bad thing.
Edible
right?
things only.
Gasoline.
Yeah.
I just need it for fuel, man.
Did you need a match?
God, that could be big. That could be ugly.
Make good choices, okay?
What was that?
It's always very interesting to kind of, what I always start with people that I coach is with a food diary.
Yes.
And you could tell it's so uncomfortable for people to take pictures of what they eat or drink and then send it to me. But because they have that extra 3 to 5 seconds to do that, they think about it and they're like, do I need to put this in my face? It's like,
yeah, I'm not going to send Tara a picture of this like pizza and I've put some M&Ms on the pizza and some popcorn and I've just poured some Coca-Cola over the pizza. I better not send this to Tara.
Yeah, you're going to get a big emoji from me.
Middle finger emoji.
Yeah. Don't fuck around. Oops, sorry.
No, it's fine. I shouldn't even have said that, and one day I should have just sent you that picture, but like, is this okay?
Yeah.
Just to see your response.
People do mess with me, but it's like, this is for your benefit.
Yeah.
But no, it is really fascinating because it's like if you have a car, you're a machine, right? Your body's a machine. Yeah. We're all these,
you don't put bananas in the back of it unless you're Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop.
Unless you're into that kind of thing, which is fine. Yeah. But if you really are feeling terrible, if you just spend even a few days, I say, like putting the sugar down, just step away from the sugar.
Big one.
That causes more cancer than anything else.
Yeah, white cells travel faster through high blood sugar.
Yeah.
See?
True. He even knows.
100%. Yeah.
Step away from the sugar. And so many things have sugar that people don't know about. And I actually did a metabolic reset that involved 21 days of not drinking. And that was 1.5 years ago that I had a drink. So I just thought...
So you just kept going with it? You kept running, yeah.
I just felt so much
so
better.
Good. Why would I,
I thought, why? And don't get me wrong, I've tried things here and there, and I'm like, ugh. So just listen to your body. Now I have like drunken narcolepsy. If I have a drink, I'm just like, done.
Oh God, I'm definitely not having a drink. I'll end up sleeping on someone's shoulder.
Don't do it.
During
or like milk.
Coaching session.
Yeah, I became violently allergic to milk. Now I like projectile, exorcist style reaction to milk. Somebody put milk in my tea a few months ago and I was just rolling around on the floor in pain. I was like, why did you poison me with dairy?
Like overreaction.
Yeah, well,
But isn't it amazing though that because there's so many people I've known in my life as well who and normally young dudes, like they'll moan about like, oh, man,
Everything.
This happened,
No.
and this happened, and my girlfriend's, I can tell she's going to leave me. It hasn't left you yet. I can tell she's going to. Like, oh, this is a good way of thinking.
Yeah, you're setting that up, hon.
Yeah, but like then like I'll see them, and then they'll like whip out a bag of like Cheetos or something, and be like, I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, Mountain Dew.
Yeah, and it's like, look what you're doing to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you're. How are you able to get up? How is your spirit able to get up when you're constantly putting shit in your body to kind of make you feel tired and sleepy? But also the thing with like your, not just your energy levels, but also the amount of things that we put in our body that we actually are allergic to.
Yeah.
That we don't even know we're allergic to.
Yep.
It's if people just spent a little bit of time going through the things that they are going to an actual like I don't know what they're called, like people who actually deal with this stuff, like there's a name for it, it's just escaping my head. This is brilliant. As a writer, this is awesome.
I'm just gonna let you figure that out. This is really interesting.
What are they called? Like people who deal with you know what it is. Just tell me, God. Don't kill me like this. I'm having a mental block. This is pure torture.
No idea what you're talking about.
People who deal with allergics, oh God, it's gonna do my head in. But anyway, there's people who are specialists in that. Just go to them. I'm not gonna annoy my head. Let's move on to something else.
Do you want to Google it? An allergen, a chemist.
Yes.
Something.
Yes.
Natural doctor.
People who deal with that. Don't go to doctors, because doctors don't ever really get you to look into that. Like,
They just want to give you drugs.
Yeah, you're allergic to this, but we're just going to give you this one drug and put you under the whole IBS thing. Now you've got IBS, and now everyone's got IBS, and we're going to get this drug to you for years and years and years. It's like you get rid of that. Like you go to an actual specialist, a herbal specialist, and then you realize, oh, well, actually I was kind of lactose intolerant, or like I'm allergic to sugar, I'm glucose, like it's all these things, and if you just beat that first, then maybe you wouldn't be so unhappy, because you're waking up every day and your stomach's cramped.
Yeah.
And you're feeling that, like, you know what I mean? It's like that's the simple stuff there.
Yeah. It's so easy, but I did go to medical school for, like I said, in the beginning of my university career after modeling, and they do not teach about nutrition. They do not. My friend Emma, who we're doing the event with on the 28th, who's a qualified nutritional therapist, and they talk a lot about nutrients and food. And she went to school for years to get this degree and this certification, and she's incredible. But
you should go to her then. Everyone should go to her.
Yeah, best-self.co.uk. Talk to Emma Rice. Love her to bits. But she even said how disappointed she was with the lack of knowledge, especially with the NHS and things like that, when it comes to solving problems or preventative medicine. They never even address diet, and it's like, that's your fuel. That's what you're putting in your body. That's the source of all of your shit, like literally.
It would be such a big, just briefly, Michaela Peterson was on Joe Rogan talking about being allergic to vegetables, and she loves vegetables, and it took her almost her whole life to her age now, like in her 20s, to basically realize that even though she loved vegetables, she loved what the thing behind vegetables. They're good for you. Well, not if you're allergic to them, then they're dreadfully bad for you. And she suffered from depression because she hated always being sick.
Yep.
And the depression led to another thing, and led to another thing, and that really destroys your whole life. Whereas, so you can't go through life saying, this is good for you, this is good for you, this is bad for me, this is bad for me. You actually have to go and hack your body. You have to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
Because then that's the first step. And then it must be so hard helping anyone who just refuses to change their diet.
Well, I don't help those people. No.
It's just impossible.
Unless people want help, it's impossible to help them. Unless people want to do the work, it's impossible to help them. I am a personal trainer as well, so I also work with movement and fitness, but I got my personal training course all sorted and everything, and then I thought, okay, I'm gonna be a personal trainer. But then you go to train people and they just moan the whole time. They're like, oh, do I have to? And you're like, you're going to do 20 more burpees because you're bitchy.
I don't understand
I'm
why
like,
people...
why are you here? Get to work.
I don't get it, you know, like I just don't get it why people hire fitness coaches and stuff and then they moan about it.
Yeah, no, I gave it up. I just personally train myself now. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to charge you money. I'll tell you what to do. Get your ass in gear. Do it your damn self because I can't do it for you. I cannot make you have the body that you want. You do that. I cannot figure out what you need to eat or what, because everybody is different.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own experiences. Everybody brings something different to the table, and there's no blanket solution. Like, and if anybody tells you, "Oh, do this, it works for everyone," bullshit. Don't listen to it.
A semi-blanket.
Do what works for you.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt.
A semi-blanket solution would be maybe if schools introduced nutrition.
This is a great
at
topic.
a very young age.
Yeah.
Instead of all the crap that you learn in school that you never
Completely
ever
useless.
gonna use.
Yeah.
You may as well learn for at least, you know, a lesson per day.
Yeah.
You know?
About like managing money or how to eat right or, you know, how to be an adult.
That should all be like one class.
Yeah.
I feel like you get sex ed at one point. Sometimes you get it in schools, but it's like a jokey, laughable thing. You'll have a teacher putting a condom on a banana.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and everyone in the class is just laughing their heads off because we're all playing fool because we're young and we're idiotic. But if you actually had a lesson where this could affect your grades if you did well in this class, you'd have so much more kids going, you know what, this class is actually easy.
Yeah.
Because it's not like heavy task based. I think you would deal with a lot of people getting out of the kind of lower parts of the grades of their class, actually starting to get finding they actually might like this. They might actually like nutrition. They might like figuring out like the personal career stuff, you know, and also the sexual stuff. I think is so important as well, because to take away the taboo of sex and and all these different taboos, there should be that class where they actually deal with it. For sure, a lot of young girls wouldn't get hurt the first time they had sex. A lot of young boys, if they understood what they were doing, they wouldn't hurt girls, because a lot of girls get hurt. The boys don't know what they're doing. They're rushing through trying to maintain an erection just because they're addicted to porn and they're having to stay up to these standards of porn. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like if all this stuff was actually talked about in a class, and that would be, you could get through little bits of it in a kind of teachable outcome course, you know, and then you go from that, you go to nutrition. There's so much things, all the actual things that we end up requiring someone who knows about this stuff to help us out later in life. We could be doing with that, you know, early on. It could deal with it, you know.
Yeah, and in that time, you know, hurt people. So in that time, while you're trying to figure it all out, you're probably creating a sort of wake of destruction as well, while you're in pain and trying to learn these things that no one's taught you until, you know, you're 25, 37, you know, trying to figure it out. Like, oh, maybe I should have done this differently or done this differently. And I will say that we do learn through experience, but it'd be great if we had some kind of role models and education, you know, that wasn't from the industrialist era and that actually factored in like social media, the dark web. That's a big thing people don't talk about. Self-harm. I mean, suicide is an epidemic right now. There's a laundry list of things that aren't addressed.
As well, if they actually dealt with
bullying.
What happens to a person's mind when you get bullied and how the knock-on effect their entire life. You know, bullying is linked in many ways to early onset Alzheimer's. People don't even know the relationship between that. People don't know the relationship between nervous diseases that they end up generating because of the conflict they experience at home and at school. These are like huge things that you would think someone might go, let's put a class together and teach this, you know? Teach
the kids. But shout out to the teachers who are there trying to make a difference, because they're sort of underpaid and underappreciated.
Of course,
but I also had some teachers who I will always remember that really impacted my life, and then there was other ones that just really didn't care, you know, to be honest. And I think that's with everything, you know, that is impactful. There is the good side and the bad side to everything. If it has any kind of power in a good way, there has to be a balance as well, unfortunately. But it's an individual sort of journey to learning that, listen, if you can't help people, just don't hurt them.
Yes, that's the number one thing, you know.
Just be a nice person, don't be a dick.
Yeah, but it gets so complicated as
not
well
that hard.
because you know, parents have this kind of like, what's it called? It's not like it's like the echoes of trauma from their parents' parents and their parents' parents, and then at some point it's going to land on some kid who's in your class with you, and he's going to take it out. You know,
it's passed down.
Yeah. But one thing I really wanted to ask you about, because I'm majorly fascinated with this, and it's been something that I've been really working on for most of my life, with younger people especially, is confidence. Do you find that if someone comes to you and they have, like, what is the hardest thing to deal with? Is it when their confidence is completely destroyed, or is it when if someone comes to you and they have absolutely no confidence? Where do you start with that? Like, how can you even? What's your mode of, like, okay, wow, I can see this person is confidence is broken. You know, they're gone. How do you start with something?
Well, that is an inside job, you know, and I say true beauty is an inside job because think about it. Even with bullying, the only time people can actually penetrate you and affect you is when you allow them to. And I hate to say that, but it is the truth. And if you feel really good about yourself, no one can shake that. No, you know, there is no reaction, there is no penetration into that sort of soul pain that comes when somebody tears you down or tries to tear you down. So your reaction to negativity, you know, aggressiveness, things that are other people's issues is actually the most important thing. So you can't ever change how people are going to treat you, but you also, people can't make you feel things. You are in charge of that. So what I do when people have a lot of confidence issues, which is very common, is bring it back in, you know, and find out what it is that you can really focus on and be grateful for. So I would start with working with what you do have and you do like about yourself, and then really flourishing those aspects of yourself. You know, there's always at least one thing that somebody does like about themselves, and they say, well, I do like this about me, or I'm funny, and you're hilarious, tell me a joke, like, you know. And you get people to kind of come out of their shell, because that's all people want. They want to connect. That's why we have, you know, this sort of ironically antisocial society thanks to social media.
Yeah, we're getting very much that way.
You know, nobody even likes to talk on the phone anymore. I call people, they're like, are you okay? Is everything okay? Have you been in an accident?
Yeah, why are you calling me?
Why are you calling? Well, I just wanted to hear your voice. And my thumb hurts from typing all the time.
Thumb strain is actually becoming a real huge problem.
It's a thing.
Yeah. But do you feel like with the confidence thing, like, and it's the reason that parenting, I think, is the number one problem of everything. And it's not. There's probably a problem higher than that that's got to do with social, you know, kind of the devastation of kind of industries falling down, affecting the class system. You know, that there's a class system is immediately a huge part of a problem. But when you fall into the kind of lower classes, it's the confidence issues are rife, because the parents are working so many jobs so hard they don't have the time to give to their children, and especially in those early ages. If your kids aren't in clubs, because if you can't pick them up after school, the kids are just going to go home, they're going to walk home. On that way home, their heads are going to start wandering, they're going to get into trouble, they're going to fall into the wrong crowds. But if they're in clubs, if they're playing a sport, if they're getting that kind of social interaction, if they're becoming, you know, competitive in a good way, and have good parenting and good coaching from a young age, they have mentors, really, saying, oh, you did well there, or like, oh, you did bad then, but you get them again next time. You know, if they don't have that, you know, then it's like, I feel like when it comes to later on, when they might meet someone like me or you, it's like, I feel like we're dealing a lot here with things that have come from super early, and it's very hard to deal with when someone's been abused in the house, and when they've gone through, like, these, I find are the real tough problems, and then it's a case of like, let's zone in as much as possible on your good points, and let's build you up, because these things are occasionally always going to break you down, like, for the rest of your life.
So, I mean, it's like what you said earlier, you know, about things happening in childhood that we carry on with us. And your development and your personality from age 0 to 7, it's locked in.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't have someone nurturing you and teaching you how to be, you know, a good person, then you are going to, like you also said, carry on their sort of defects and through the generations. So it's really important. And there's a lot of sporting events and programs that cost a lot of money that the poor kids, you know, can't afford. So it's really important that even if you can't actually be there for a child, that the community comes together and because they're our future and helps them in every way possible. You know, if you see a little kid being a jerk, I've done this before actually, and I know I probably shouldn't have, but you know, it's they're acting out because they want attention, they want someone to give a shit. And that makes total sense to me because I was that kid. You know, I still can be at times, you know, and we all have our good days and our bad days, but it's really important to nurture the children, I think, like you said, because confidence and all of those sort of traumas that come during childhood do affect later life. But imagine all the people you come in contact to on a daily basis, like how you affect them if you smile.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's so infectious. Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah.
You know, I say it to people. I remember saying to this little old lady on the tube one time, I was like, "Oh, where are you headed?" She goes, "Oh, you're mad. You don't speak to people on the tube." And I said, "Oh, well, I do." And she just had a laugh like that, and we just had the best chat. She told me these great stories about surviving the bombing of World War II, and it's like people just want somebody to listen.
Like that as well.
Yeah, I wanted to start a little, like, you know, sort of, what are those little cameras, those little
Button camera.
Yeah, like a GoPro called Tube Talks, where you just go talk to like random people, especially drunk people. Hilarious.
God. That's really. I once.
That'd be fun, right?
Because my friend was going through a really hideous depression, and I was struggling. I mean, literally talking him off rooftops and stuff. And so I kind of used some of these tactics when I was writing a book at one point. And so what I did was to make it fun for him, because I felt he genuinely stopped being a young, fun person. Constantly would say, "Oh man, I'm just getting so old," you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I wrote a little game for him to play. It's called the depression game. And so you get points for every time you smile at someone and they smile back, you get a point. So if you can invoke a smile back.
That's nice.
And then if you make someone laugh, you get 2 points. And there's a point structure all the way up to if you can tell 5 people a joke, or if you can get 5 people conversating about a topic, you get. So
that's a good game.
At the end of the day, when you finish the first day of it, you might be on 16 points, you know. But like every day you're like, oh man, you know. And before long, you're starting to talk to people again. You've made a conversation with a girl, and you're going on a date, and all these things, they start to add on. And before long, it's like you're really quickly out of that slump because when you're in the slump, like you're just in it, like and you, it's so kind of like, oh, I know exactly what it is, and it hits you and you can't climb out. You're just it's like you're in quicksand, you know.
And it is a mental health issue. It's not just like cheer the fuck up, you know.
No.
It is.
You actually need a tool to cheer up.
Yes, and use the tools. Yeah. They're there for a reason. And you know, my sister has a mental health issue. She's a veteran of the United States military, and I think it's really important that there is a differential between an understanding of, PTSD and things that affect, soldiers, military, and also their family members, but it also affects a wider scale of people, when you're talking about depression, bipolar, there's mental health issues. Instead of just being judgmental, be tolerant, be, more patient and humble about how you can understand what people are going through. And I think that is what is going to save the world, is that level of education and understanding and recognizing the similarities that we all have in each other instead of dividing and being different. And here's why I'm not like that person. Actually, we're all a lot alike.
Yeah, and we've all got our shit, and none of us. I always kind of say, look, we're all amazing and we're all heroes.
Yeah.
But we're also nothing really, if you really see, it's like,
little speck.
Yeah, we're all like we're kind of like this little tiny dust kind of tiny little thing flown through infinite space.
Yeah.
Like we really,
Energy.
for anyone to take themselves too serious and be like, I am this, I am that, I am better than you. I find that come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Remember Rule 62?
Rule 62
Yeah.
of...
Don't take yourself so fucking seriously. It's not that big of a deal.
So
Rule 62.
So let's go back to because we didn't finish off how you actually got into now doing it. We've got 10 minutes left. Let's finish off with how you actually decided this was going to be your duty forever, and then how you ended up here meeting people like Anna and throwing events like...
Yeah, so I've done events for a long time, and we have a really great event. I think I told you on the 28th with qualified nutritional therapist Emma Rice, which you can learn more about at best-self.co.uk.
Where is that?
It's going to be at Queen's Woods Cabin in Highgate, and it's on September 28th from 6:30 to 8:30, and we have sort of homemade kombucha upon arrival, and then Emma's going to be giving a lot of tools about nutritional therapy. You can learn more about it, like I said, on our website at best-self.co.uk, and then I'm going to be doing a little bit about fitness and what people can do every day. I mean, there's something really important, I think, when it comes to, I hear a lot of people just say I don't have time, and that really chaps my ass, because make the time, people.
I love that phrase.
Make the time. You know.
I'm going to say chaps my ass multiple times today now. You know what really chaps my ass?
I mean, we all, say it just like that with your American accent. It really chaps my ass, little lady. Because we all have the same 24 hours in the day, and it's up to you to use it wisely, and to, if you don't have time in the morning, wake up earlier, go to sleep earlier.
Yeah.
I hear
regulate it. Yeah.
Exactly. Discipline is the most important thing you can instill right away. You asked, what do you do first? Discipline yourself. Discipline, what you're putting in your mouth, what you're saying, your thoughts even. If you find yourself thinking stupid shit, focus on what you do have and not what you don't have.
Yeah, I think therefore I am is a really kind of famous kind of phrase. But also in that interview that you did with James, where he said something really cool. James Butler, was it?
James Lambert,
James
Mr.
Lambert,
Happy. Yeah, check him out. He's amazing.
He said something that was really cool that I thought hit home as well, was that just because you think these thoughts doesn't mean you're right.
Doesn't make that true.
It doesn't make it true. Yeah, that's really cool.
He says, I used to suffer from stinking thinking. I love me some James Lambert,
Yeah.
And he does. He gives great advice about it. And he says the gratitude challenge. He's one of the people that reinforced that for me, is try for 30 days, he says. 30 days, just be grateful from the minute you step out of bed. For what? For having a bed, for having feet, for things like that. Like, there are so many things to be grateful for, and if you feel sorry for yourself, change it in an instant by thinking about what you do have. And to answer your question too about how I started getting into this, was people started coming to me, and I thought, oh, this is taking up a lot of time. I need to charge. My time is valuable, and then I started charging exorbitant fees and getting testimonials, and then making people into what I thought they should be, which is the opposite of what people actually need.
Yeah.
And so
you were creating your own world, and you were the god.
Yeah, little Tara Barbie dolls. No, you need to wear that. No, you need to have this. Oh, no, you need this makeup. So if you give people some options and let them choose, whether it be tools, products, food, then it's their decision. Then you don't get any heat for it either. I did that because you said so, Tara, and now I'm screwed. It's like, oh. So I also removed my sort of responsibility to them to sort of, now I just sort of guide. I'm an advisor. I don't like to call myself a mentor. I say I'm a healthy beauty coach. In fact, I do have a website, tarapatten.com, that we're just currently redoing right now, but it just says, true beauty is an inside job, and it actually is the focus of what I do, and it all comes from inside, and all the answers are here. I mean, I've traveled the world, I've done so many really neat things that I won't sit here and brag about, but no matter where I've gone in the world, everywhere I go, there I am. And you can never run away from yourself, and especially not in here.
Yeah, very true.
So, talk to people about it. If you're feeling, things that you don't understand and you just can't sort of cheer the fuck up like everyone's telling you to, talk to someone. There's people out there you can talk to. Call Gavin.
Probably busy. So,
Hey.
no, I think absolutely, and I'm a willing mentor, because I think in my life, I think there's been so many people in my life. My best friend Oscar has he had a hideous alcohol addiction, and he's got rid of it, and he is such a boss. He just had a 21-day water fast, and he
crazy.
He actually cured a huge medical problem in his body. Cured it.
Yeah.
Like something I thought couldn't be cured, and I thought, man, this is real bad. Cured it with just drinking water. Like insane.
Wow.
There's people in this world, and a mentor, like someone like you. We're everywhere in many ways. Like if you're willing to kind of just chat and have a good talk. I remember being a kid and at the top of a skate ramp, and a friend of mine had come up to me because I was just at the top of the ramp and I was scared to drop in. It's a big ramp, and he kept skating by me and be like, "Come on, man, you're holding up. We're all here having fun. You're holding up." And I was like, "Oh man," I felt really bad. And then he came up to me and he said, "Hey, if you step forward to do that again and don't drop in, I'm gonna kill your mom." And I was just like, "Whoa!" And I immediately turned around. But then I was like, "Oh!" And I went and I dropped in and I hurt myself. And then he just skated in right past me and did his own thing, went right past me, back up at the top of the ramp again. He was like, "See? Like, that was cool." And then I was like, "Yeah, but I hurt myself." He's like, "Nobody cares if you hurt yourself. We all hurt ourselves. We've all hurt ourselves here on this ramp hundreds and hundreds of times. Why do you have to care about you hurting yourself?" It's like, next time you think like that, just think. Someone could have a gun to your mom's head. And what if it just took you to actually be a badass and stop being scared in your life to just make your mom proud? And that's kind of what he meant. And I was like, whoa, and that stuck with me to this day. He's still one of my best friends. I value that care. He was really being caring, but he was doing it in a way that wasn't soft. It was like, go, stop,
Extreme.
And there's that kind of mentor your whole life, but you have to get involved in loads of things. If you take a cooking class, you're going to meet someone great there. If you take a reading course, a writing course, you're going to meet someone great there. You're going to learn skills and meet people.
Yeah.
And you might just bump into Tara Patten one day and she just blows your whole mind apart by getting you fit, getting you in shape, changing your whole nutritional outlook on life. You might go along to her event on the 28th and just be like, wow, these two amazing women just blew my life apart. I'm going to just do amazing things.
Yeah, or follow me on Instagram at Tara Time Is Now, in case it's after the 28th, at Tara Time Is Now. So I do have a big focus on there about being fun. Are you fun? And fun is an acronym for fully utilizing now. That's Tara Time. Tara Time is always now, because now is all we have. And stop thinking about the past, stop planning too far ahead, enjoy this moment, be connected, be open to meeting amazing people like Gavin and the wonderful Jamie. And it's just amazing what happens when
play with yourself, engage your
do that.
No, don't play with yourself. I'm saying
do it all the time, every day. Yeah,
because
open your energy.
That's actually bad for you, because you do it too much, and then you're just, what are you doing with your life? But
it hurts your hand.
But engage your inner child. I think we suffocate our inner child. We ignore it when really that inner child is who you really are.
Absolutely.
So I love what you said about fun. I'm gonna go have some fun now.
Yeah, are you fun?
I'm very fun, Jamie. Am I fun?
So you're fully utilizing now.
I'm so fun. Bang my head.
See? That was in the past though, so we don't have to worry about that because we're now.
Yeah, I'm in the now. Now I have a lump. No, I still have a lump. It's still there. This has been amazing. Tara, you're awesome. And go to that event on the 28th in Highgate. Yeah,
best-self.co.uk. You can get tickets for recovery from sugar-based nutrition class, and also tarapatten.com, or follow me on Instagram at TaraTimeIsNow.
And maybe me and Jamie will come along and hang out with you.
I love that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for having me. This has been incredible. You're so cool. Woo-hoo.
You know what really chaps my ass?
When you're trying to do a really good closing and the police are throwing a party outside.
Police doing their jobs.
I mean, here comes another one. Jesus.
God.
So many.
catch them already.
Yeah, all right.
Join us next time on Breakthrough. Have a good day. Peace out.
Be fun.